In a world that seems so overwhelmed by negativity and violence, finding ways to create change, foster positivity, and compassion can seem like an uphill battle. But honestly, it's going to take each one of us to create a difference. So today, I just kind of want to talk about the practical steps that we need to do to help stop the negativity and violence in our society. It's been an overwhelming week with, the shooting in Georgia and just how that impacts everybody as a whole. The fear that gets embedded because of something like that, a school shooting. I mean, it's very real. Um, and there's such a big cry for help because this is continuing to happen and happen and happen. And I hear people say gun laws, and then hear people say, no, we don't need those. We need people to know how to use them. And the thing is that I don't care what it takes. It just needs to stop. It needs to stop. We live in a society that has so much going on already that it's time to do your best to help reduce any kind of negativity or violence that you can. Be the best version of you to help create a society where we're not scared to go to a game, or we're not scared to send our kids to school. We're not scared to go to the mall. I was talking to some peers at work the other day, and we were talking about how we're having the state fair next week. And guess what? Not many of us are going, if any. You know why? Because last year there was a shooting scare. You can't even enjoy the things that make your society better. Like, the state fair should be a positive, uplifting place to go have fun and enjoy family time and, good food and bad for you food, but good for you food. It should be a time where you can go enjoy that stuff with your family, and you can ride rides, and your kids can enjoy, going through and seeing the animals. It's just should be a positive experience. And instead, people aren't going to be going because the fear, because of what's going on in our society. So, welcome back. Like I said, we're going to talk about, some actionable strategies that you can do to help combat that negativity, that violence. From personal habits to community initiatives, we've got a lot to cover. So I just kind of want to go into it here. Because again, I know you seem like a very minute part of society, but you actually can be a big part of a whole. So let's talk about self-reflection and personal growth. It all starts with us, right? When we're mindful of our attitudes and our behaviors, we set we set the stage for positive change. We create and foster what could be a good place for everybody. So here's what we can do to get started with that, okay? Let's talk about practicing gratitude. Whether it's a gratitude journal, or whether you're just going through lists and identifying, whether you're just mindfully thinking about it, what a gratitude journal or practicing gratitude will do is it will allow you to focus on being thankful for things that you can be thankful about. It's a way for you to shift your mindset from negative to positive. Okay. So that practicing gratitude should be something that we're doing daily. It should be something that you can mindfully start thinking about to change your own personal mood or behavior at the time. It's something that, we need to understand that our mindset affects not only us, but those around us. And so if we can create and adjust our mindset, and we can practice gratitude and make it to where it's a coping skill, basically, for us to keep our mindset shifted to a positive way, let's do it. Let's do it, because what will happen is it will be a domino effect, or at least it should be. A lot of people always ask me, like, how are you so positive? What do you do? I'll be honest. Practicing gratitude is my biggest vice. In every minute of every day, I can close my eyes and think of something that I have to be grateful for, and something that I'm thankful for. whether it's big or small. I've always been the person that said, if my feet hit the floor in the morning, there's a reason. And I am going to live every moment of that day being thankful for whatever it needs to be. Right. So when I do that and I start hearing people with negativity, and I'm like, but look at it this way. I don't try to stop them from doing or having their negative thoughts. I listen and I hear them out, but then I try to listen to the bigger picture and I try to help them benefit from changing that thought process, because it does help. It does help. I just said mindfulness and meditation. These practices alone can help you manage your stress and maintain a positive outlook, making it easier to respond to challenging situations calmly, making it easier to get through the day when it may be something you're struggling through. If you can be mindful and if you can use tools such as meditation, it's a way to readapt your thought process in the moment, and that helps. Again, it's not only helping you, it's helping those around you. Because what happens is when we are not being mindful and taking care of ourselves, everybody around us is eventually affected, and it can be very negative. And I'm going to talk about some of this at the end and how it kind of correlates with my concerns and where we need to go with this, because I think we short think ourselves and the impact that we have to one another, because guys, we do. It's huge. The next thing that we need to do is educate ourselves. Understanding the different perspectives can reduce any kind of prejudice or foster empathy for others. Read books, watch documentaries, engage in conversation that like broadens your horizons and makes you just elevate what you know. Don't be afraid to learn a little. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Educate yourself. That's the best thing that we can do. I can remember conversations with my grandpa when I was little. And though I didn't think it meant much then, I mean, he would talk about things for days that I didn't understand. And I can't recite just exact conversations, but the man was always learning to educate, to teach, to learn himself. And then it's just one of those things that I've kind of fostered. I'm not a good reader because I did that in college a lot and I wrote a lot. So I'm not a good reader, but I do when I know that it's going to help and benefit me for the greater good. So I think that it's important that people be okay and be willing and be excited to continue to educate yourself about, what we need to do for ourselves or what's going on around us and different ways to think about things. It's good for us to do that. So from there, let's talk about positive communication. Because like I said, engage in conversations that broaden your horizons. So with that, we get communication. Communication and the way we interact with others plays a huge role in shaping our social surroundings and environment. Communication is a must. If you think about it, you're not going to be able to go anywhere or do anything further if you're not engaging in that communication. If you're not making yourself available, if you're not using active listening, let's talk about that and break it down. Active listening, really listening to what others are saying without interruption, without hesitation, just listening. What that's going to do is show them respect and helps you build your stronger understanding and awareness of what's going on around you or who you're listening to. With that being said, there's a few times that people have said, if somebody would have listened to what so-and-so, as say, for example, an active shooter would have said before, and actually use active listening, maybe they would have had just a little bit more respect and they would have been able to go forward. Am I saying that that's 100% going to be preventing it? No. But I am saying that we have our own part in what we need to be mindful of on a day to day. One of my favorite things that I hear now is that you never know what somebody else is going through. But if you listen and you just give them that time to share, you may be the best thing that happens to that person that day. The next thing we need to do is use constructive language. Instead of focusing on the problems, frame your feedback in a positive, solution-oriented way. Hear what I'm saying? Focus on the positive and make whatever's coming out of your mouth be solution-based. For example, I would love to help you with this project instead of this is not working. Right? Just the little things, the way that you put it out of your mouth is going to be impactful to whoever you are talking to. It is going to be impactful for whoever might be actively listening to you, right? So just be aware of that. Be aware of what your words are saying. Be constructive with your language because it's beneficial to whoever that is that you're speaking with. The next thing that we need to do is we need to be mindful of social media. You know, I see a lot of things on social media that make me go, wow, to the point of I don't really get on social media anymore. And if I do the duh spin, you know, you're just like, I don't even know why I'm doing it. I like seeing some updates from my friends, but very little am I seeing positive, uplifting information on there. The content that I'm seeing and engaging in discussions with are positive. That's what I want to see. And if I'm seeing something different, I'm just scrolling. So I'm scrolling a lot, you know? Don't feed into any of the online negativity. People do that so much. I can see somebody do a review on like, I don't know. So this place's food was cold and gross. And then the next 90 comments are something negative, right? Why not say, hey, I thought this was good. Point out something that was good from the restaurant. Point out something that was good from the food. Draw from that and try to change the situation. And if you don't think that you can change it, it's not going to hurt to say nothing at all. Not going to hurt for nothing at all to be said. I thought all the time, I just shake my head and I'm like, I swear when my mama was raising me and when I would go to my grandparents or, you know, I would be fighting with my brothers or doing whatever, I was always told, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. If it can't be constructive feedback, shush. Nobody needs to hear it. Nobody needs to hear your negativity, and you do not need to add to the negativity. My brother's pretty good about putting some great posts out. So, you know, I got notifications from people that I like really know that I can hone into their little notifications, and I'll go in and I'll watch Facebook. Don't get me wrong. And if I see something I don't like, guess what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to continue to scroll. And after scrolling for so long, then I am going to unfollow you, unlike you, unfriend you, whatever it may be, if I feel that it's no longer beneficial to me. Because I need to keep my peace. That's all there is. Social media does not need to be the death of me. At one point, I was one of those people that was posting everything I did from step A to step B. Now you're going to know when a missing child is out there, and you're going to know when I'm going to Vegas. That's about it. I am not going to be sharing everything, and I'm definitely not going to be engaging in negative conversation. We had a situation happen 2 days ago here where I live locally, where these two twins were found dead in a car. Horrible situation. Horrible. But I am telling you, how many judgy Nellies that I've seen posting on posts that they had no right to post on? Now, if you want to say it's sad and you don't understand, fine. But don't be berating these family that's going around and like, it's not your place. It's not your place. I have not seen anything from legal come out about this for them to judge what's happened, let alone I ain't God. I'm not going to be judging you on a freaking post. And I also hate that. I hate that the news outlets are all over social media adding something. They're only spotlighting normally what is bad. Even the weather. They don't send a notification saying it's good weather today. But they're going to tell you if there's a tornado in 50 different ways. I'm grateful of it. Don't get me wrong. I want that. But I signed up through through their app, not through my social media feed. I think that, the way that social media is used today makes it a very scary place. Very, very scary place. So let's go to the next thing, because I could go on about social media and I might do another video just about that. But for now, let's go to the next thing here. Build a supportive community is crucial. We have to build a social, a community that is strong and wholesome, that's working together to combat negativity, that's working together to combat violence. We have to have a community that is willing to all work together and create a safe space. How do you do that? Volunteer your time. Get involved. Get involved in local agencies. Get involved in local organizations that work towards a positive change. Whether it's helping at a food bank, whether it's helping at, a youth center, mentoring youth, whatever you can do to get involved. I often talk to people that are like, oh, I don't want to be a therapist, but I really want to be there for some kids. Most cities have a Big Brothers, Big Sisters program, and you can get involved in that. And that is so impactful. Not only will it make you feel better, you're going to be helping somebody. Not only somebody, but that somebody is going to have some extra support. So, that little kid is going to have then a family that's going to be seeing that they're getting structure and they're getting help, and that this child is feeling better so it can be effective, and then also be, running off, and their feelings of negativity can start to shift. They feel supported because they got support with their child. They feel supported because somebody cared enough to step in and be in a role that is not just a parent. You know what I mean? They have that extra person. Another way that you can do that is, I work with a lot of CASA workers, which in Oklahoma, a CASA worker works hand in hand with like a DHS situation where we have a kid in custody, they have a CASA worker. It's just another person to have their back. Be one of those. Maybe you care for the elderly. Go to the nursing home. Go see our people that helped get us to where we're at today. Do whatever you can do to engage yourself in your community. Support local initiatives. Support and participate in local events and things that promote, the unity and the coming together and being a good, strong foundation in your community. Attend town meetings, join local groups, or support local businesses even that align with your positive values, and just be that person that can do the supportive narrative in your community, because it's important. It starts with you, and then we get bigger, I have a grandkid that just started school this year, and it's very exciting. And I am just ready to be part of whatever they need me to be as a grandparent to the school. Not only that, I have kids that I do therapy with, and I want them to be impacted. And thankfully, I get to see multiple schools, and I get to get engaged with multiple people that are within the school that can help me find a solution to do something bigger for these children. Find a way to involve myself with these children, because that is where I want to see not all of the support, but Let's just do something positive for our future. And these little guys that are growing up are our future. Okay? They are our future. They're going to be what we have to, depend on when we get to the point where we can't, right? And it's scary to think of all the diversities out there that we can't rally together, or that we can't support each other or encourage each other or be there for one another, or that we can't send our kids to school, or we can't go to the state fair or go to the mall. There's so much negativity happening. And if we all would just start aligning our thought process on positivity, it would be amazing. So the last thing that I want to talk about on how to create the change is advocacy and education. Changing societal norms requires collective effort and awareness, not from just me, but from everybody. Everybody has to be willing to raise awareness, to fight for change, to create a society that you can be comfortable in and proud of. Share resources with one another, host workshops if you can, or simply just have conversations that promote understanding and empathy. It doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't. When we talk about advocate for change, support policies and initiatives that aim to reduce violence and promote social justice. Nowhere did you just hear me say take guns away. Because unfortunately, folks, it's more than just taking guns away. And so before I close, I just kind of want to go into the last little piece here. And I know this has been a long video, and it's one of those sorry, not sorry moments. But what I want to say is this: we all have a role to play in our society. You can be good, you can be bad. It's your choice. But remember that everything that you do, somebody is watching. And if you've decided to have children and bring people and children into this life, remember that you are the main educator to them. You teach them how to think, how to feel, how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to do everything. You teach them. What's ever happening inside of your walls of your home, you are teaching your children from day one how to create positivity, or unfortunately create negativity. So be mindful of that. If you have a place or a role that puts you in the position to be there and support and educate others, use your voice, be the support, create positivity, share positivity, because that's what we need. That's what we need in our society. And as scary as the world can be, just remember that you still have the ability to create and just put out as much positivity as you can. Am I saying this video is going to stop all violence? No, I'm not. I know that that's not even a reasonable thought process. But I want to advocate for it. I want to advocate for us to create change. I want to advocate for us to create positivity. I want to advocate for us to reduce the negativity in the world. If we're going to be mad, let's be mad about something real. Let's be mad that we can't feed, our kids because we make chump change. But be mad about it, feel the feeling, and then go on. Don't let it harbor or bring you down. Feel the feeling and move through it. Let's process it. You can be mad and not be violent. You can be mad and not be harmful. You can be upset and angry and not be violent. It doesn't have to end with violence. And for what I'm saying, remember again, somewhere someone is watching you. So I need for each of us to do our part. We all have an ethical value to this world, and a reason to put ourselves out there, right? And so if we can help curb just a little negativity and violence in our country and our society, let's do it, right? Remember that change starts with each one of us. By fostering our own positivity in our own lives and our own communities, we contribute to a more compassionate world, right? So let's do it. I know I can depend on you guys to hear what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, and to walk away. And if it helps one of you think, wow, what have I been putting out there and what do I need to change? Where can I create a change in positivity? I'm glad. And I want to thank you guys for listening. And as always, if you found this video helpful, I want you to go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and then share it with friends and family. Maybe they need to hear it. Let's all work together to start creating a difference, because we can. It starts little and it goes from there. So thank you guys for watching. See you next time. And please remember, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back. Bye, guys.